Alright folks, welcome to the Wade and Shiggy show. I'm Wade and that's Shiggy. Too bad you can't see Social Distortion.
Yeah, you can see it. I saw him live for free, won tickets. Best live
I was
show.
talking about them looking at your shirt saying Social Distortion on it. Because it's kind of dark,
concert.
but
Live
tonight
concert.
we're going to be talking about a movie that we just watched, what was it, like 10 minutes ago? About... I don't even know what the premise of the movie was. The movie is called It Follows, okay? Look it up. I mean, I don't even know anybody really famous who was in the movie.
Most people have probably seen it already. It was the dumbest horror movie ever made.
There was nothing even scary about it.
It wasn't scary. It wasn't even
It was
creepy.
just so
It was
stupid.
dumb.
It didn't make any sense.
I wasted an hour and 20 minutes of
like
my
the
life.
first part, like
That saying of,
like, oh
I'll
my
never
God.
get that time back, I won't.
it was
I could
just
have
so
got
stupid.
Transformers Age of Extinction. Could have rented that. Would still be watching it, enjoying the Autobots riding dinosaurs. Instead,
Instead,
to
you
see
wanted to
what
watch
the movie
a
was about.
crappy, scary movie.
Everybody said, "Oh, I loved it. It was great. It was creepy." No, it wasn't. Basically, it said if you didn't have sex with random people,
That's basically what it
you were
was.
fucked.
The movie is basically
because I couldn't pass it to nobody.
you have to have sex with random people. If you have a disease, you have to have sex with somebody else just to pass it on. But if it kills that person, it's going to come right back after you. But the way the movie was...
And all the people around it, it didn't even bother attacking them.
It literally, like, the dude... Okay, the girl and the guy were basically, like, over here. The thing was walking towards it. The guy walks over right beside it and just waves a flashlight right in its face. He's like, see, it's alive. See,
well, the
it's
one dude
real.
hit it
Like,
with the chair, and he hit it with the chair. He couldn't see it, but she pointed to where it was at. Hits it with the chair because her hair was up in the air. And
Yeah, I was gonna
kicked
say.
him away. Didn't kill him, just kicked him away.
yeah, that's it. Then
Why
harm
does
him.
this thing doesn't go after other people? It simply goes after the person with it. Yet you're fighting it, but since you don't have whatever you're supposed to pass on, it's not going to hurt it.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
And the movie doesn't even explain what's going on, so you
No.
literally have to, like...
It explains literally in a minute of a girl sitting in a hospital bed chewing loudly, which drove me up a wall. And that explained absolutely nothing.
She basically said that whatever it is takes your soul and kills you. That's basically it. This movie has got to be the most god-awful movie.
It doesn't say
I
what
mean-
it is, where it came from,
No.
how it got started.
My God, this thing was just so beyond stupid.
And now the worst thing, there's probably going to be a sequel.
Yeah. The sequel,
There's
It
either going
Follows
to be a
2.
part 2, or they're going to name it something else, but it's still gonna
When
be
did
a
this movie
sequel.
come out?
Just this year. It's brand new.
Are you serious? This movie came out?
It just came out the video.
Are you...
That's why I wanted to see it.
Oh,
'Cause I have
God.
not seen a good horror movie in a while.
People,
It was
please don't see this
dumb.
movie. Please don't buy this movie.
I thought Cloverfield was a dumb, cheap
I thought-
Godzilla knockoff.
I thought Devil Inside was a bad movie.
I thought Insidious was a bad movie.
Insidious is not that bad. It's not as bad as that.
Well,
You can't beat that.
some
It's
of the
terrible.
previews
I'm
they
sorry.
hold on. Some of the previews they showed in Insidious didn't even happen.
Well, that's with a lot of movies. They did that with Ted 2, too.
the
You know that,
thing with-
right?
Well, yeah.
Shout out to Mountain Dew, guys.
Hey. Can't do that.
I can shout out.
That's product placement.
So, I just shouted out to Mountain Dew. Big whoop.
Yeah, but dude, I was doing that the other day. You said we couldn't do that.
That's because you were overextending it. I did it quickly so that it's in and out.
Oh, I don't understand the rules, but anyway.
Anyways, back to the movie.
Those rules are just like the movie. Don't.
It's-
Anyways,
it doesn't-
Cloverfield was a knockoff of Godzilla, but it was decent. This was dumb. Ted, there were some scenes. Now, what scenes in Ted weren't in the movie?
Shoot, I
All
can't
the
even
ones
remember.
I saw were in the movie, singing to the judge.
Not all of them. Not all the previews were in the movie when it released in theaters. I
And
can
that's
tell you
something
that
they
right now.
shouldn't be allowed to do.
is overproduce a scene that's not even in the movie.
Or put a scene in the previews, but yet it's not in the movie.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like
Why
Insidious,
even make the scene?
The red-faced monster in Insidious standing behind the guy is one of the most famous pictures of a horror movie. It's a very famous photo part, but it's not in the movie.
I wasn't a big fan of Insidious. I don't think I've
not seen a good horror movie in forever. Maniac Cop 2 was better than that.
I'm sorry, folks, but
Part 3 of Maniac
if
Cop
you think
is
It
better
Follows is a decent movie, I'm just gonna have to look at you with a dumb look on my face.
No, I'm not gonna look at you. I'm
gonna question everything.
I'm not.
Because I can't.
I'm going to have you come to my home because you've never seen a good horror movie.
That or sit down with me and explain to me what the hell happened. Because they never did that.
There's no origin. There's no backstory to this
Nothing.
thing.
They just... Girl does a guy.
No, it starts off, girl meets... kind of knows this dude.
Alright, folks. For you who are not know what the movie is, it's basically this girl who... You know, she's kind of like the popular girl. Everybody wants to be her and all that stuff. And then she meets this guy who they go to the theaters, and he starts acting really suspicious, so they end up leaving, and they show like scenes,
with her,
and then does her, and then kidnaps her.
Who sleeps with somebody barely knowing them on the first date?
Like seriously, folks, who sleeps with somebody on the first date? Honestly, ladies, whoever watches this, because I'm not sure if a lot of ladies watch our channel, but do you really think that sleeping on a date is being a whore or any of that? Because I wouldn't do it.
She didn't even know the dude.
Yeah, she didn't even know the guy's name.
You're acting kind of crazy, but I'm just going to sleep with you.
Yeah, I'm just going to do you anyways in the back of your car, you know.
I could have.
Like, really?
I seriously could fuck a jack-o'-lantern on this channel, and you guys would find more entertainment in that movie than you would watching this film.
Yeah, this movie is by far
If they were trying
terrible.
to be artistic, they were not being artistic whatsoever.
It was like a lot of like...
Girl sleeps with random guy that she barely knows. Okay, well, I knew him from my school. So?
I don't think that's even how they even met.
No, it just showed her on a date with this dude.
And then they bang, and then
and
kidnaps her.
there wasn't even a build-up to that. That was in the first 10 minutes, and he's chloroforming her.
And then they find up in some random parking lot
and
where
he ties her down into
her up in a freaking wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Where did the wheelchair come from?
I don't know. I don't understand. Like, this movie doesn't make any sense, folks. They literally just jump to scene to scene to scene without explaining anything.
Doesn't tell how the guy learned about it, or it.
It don't. It just doesn't make any sense.
Sitting here.
I'm still trying to figure this out, folks.
And I thought about watching it again to try to understand it, but I don't have that much life of. I don't have that much life in me left.
Yeah, I don't.
I really don't.
I can't watch a stupid movie 3 times to try to figure it out because
That's an hour and 20 minutes you will never get back, and if I have to watch it twice, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. And
honestly,
I'm not
folks,
getting any younger.
I wanted it to end because it was just so god awful.
I'm not Benjamin Button. I'm not getting younger instead of older. Even then, if I was Benjamin Button, I wouldn't watch it again because eventually I'd turn into a baby and. Whatever happened at the end of Benjamin Button, I don't know. But whatever.
Yeah, Benjamin Button wasn't bad.
No, I'm saying the premise of the movie.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I don't, it's like life in reverse. This movie was god-awful.
Yeah, and then it just... I don't know, it's just...
I have no idea.
It's like, the thing is, only one person... Well, I should count two, because the first girl who didn't really have any... There was no explanation to this girl, and yet she just goes on a beach, calls her dad, and just randomly fucking dies.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. How are you building off of that character? I mean,
I don't understand. What, breaking her leg and...
Guys, her leg was like clear up here, and then her leg was just like bent towards this way. It was like really messed up.
Body, and that makes no sense.
It's like she got ran over by a car.
If they're taking your soul, why do they gotta mangle your body to make you look like a dead bird?
I don't know.
I thought.
And then the second death was the guy, and it was just weird because the girl kind of like raped her, raped him, and he just ended up being like blue. I don't understand it. If the girl got killed, like she got killed, guys. I mean, she was just like, she got mangled up. It was bad.
That was the best part of the scene when the girl walked in to make the guy have sex with him to turn him blue. That was the best part.
But it wasn't even sex. They were just like rubbing each other.
No, she was on top of him.
No, they did not have sex. Because she had her clothes on and he had his clothes on too. That's not sex.
That was the best part of the film, was seeing her come in with those huge titties. That was it.
I thought you liked the one where the girl was walking butt naked in the parking lot.
No.
You didn't like her?
The one that peed on herself?
No, that was when she was strapped in the parking lot.
Dudes, it was a horrible movie.
Yeah, folks, really, don't buy this movie. I wouldn't even recommend renting it because it's just that terrible.
It doesn't even get a half a star out of 5.
I can't even give it half. I'm sorry.
I would take stars away from it.
I would give it negative stars.
Whoever the hell directed this movie is a complete and utter failure.
These
at trying
idiots.
to scare people. I understand that maybe you did some peyote or some acid or some drugs and said, I'm going to make this.
We honestly thought, folks,
this horror movie, I'm going to make this movie, and it's going to be about doing it or you die. And if you don't do it,
it's just stupid.
You die, or if you do, you got to pass.
Folks, we honestly thought like the ending of the movie was going to be the girl waking up from being on an acid trip.
I honestly, yes.
we honestly thought that because it was just that retarded.
It's basically a movie about an STD. This ghost is like an STD.
Because only the chick can see it, but nobody else can.
The problem with STDs is when you pass STDs, you still have it. Even though you passed it, it doesn't leave your body. This movie was totally worst movie I can't.
It's like,
this right now is more entertainment right here. Underwear on my face on a YouTube channel is more entertainment than that movie.
Like honestly, folks, this movie is. I can't even describe this movie to you folks because it's just so god awful.
When he was filming it, I would bring him munchies and say, "You come down yet? Why? Because this is a train wreck."
Yeah, where's the weed? I'd love to know where your weed stash is so that I can actually understand how you wrote this piece of crap. Because this is just...
I would just sit there in the middle of filmmaking as either an actor in the film or just someone who's overseeing things and telling this person, have you come down yet? Because this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Folks, it showed scenes to where we thought something was going to happen, but it never happened anyways. And then we were still left wondering, why the hell it happened in the first place.
I'm going to break it down because I know movies. I was into acting. And
well, you're acting now. You got underwear on your head.
Yes, but anyway.
They can't take you seriously. You know that, right?
Yes, they will. All right. Look.
Hold on, folks. He's taking the underwear off.
In a movie, you're supposed to have characters. You have to have characters, which they had. There's got to be, at the beginning of the film, you should have at least 30 to 45 minutes. And this is any typical horror movie. Okay, Halloween did it. First 40 to 45 minutes, you have a build-up of, Halloween Michael Myers does. He was following her around. That builds suspense. This movie did nothing to build any kind of suspense. We
don't even know what it is. That's the thing.
Hold on. The build-up was literally meeting this guy within the first 15 minutes of the film. Okay, now they have sex. You think, oh, okay. While they're doing it, something's going to kill them. That's every typical movie, right? You're having sex, somewhere you die. No. He chloroforms her. Right then and there, I was like, wait a minute. She willingly had sex with you. Why are you chloroforming her? And then he puts her in a wheelchair.
Watch, folks. He's trying to explain this to you.
Where did you get the wheelchair? Maybe, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you probably got the wheelchair before you decided to come up with this plan. But the girl barely knew you. You barely knew her. Okay, if you have to have sex to pass it on, that's fine. But He gives it to her, and then he tells her, "Oh, I have to do this. Don't worry. I would never hurt you." Apparently you are, because
That's a God-given lie.
you're passing it on to her so
Really?
it doesn't come after you. And even though you did tell her to pass it on, if she doesn't know how to do that, or she does pass it on, and whoever she passes it on to dies, it goes back to her, which in the end, yes, you are hurting her. So to say you don't want to hurt her, that made no sense, because you still are. Even if it goes down to 4 to 5 people, as soon as those 4 to 5 people, as soon as that 5th person dies,
Yeah,
goes
it's
after
coming
the
right
4th.
back to you.
And then the 3rd, and then you're eventually going back to her anyway, or you're going to have that guy,
Which is by far retarded.
or you're going to have it coming back at you, and just when you think you're safe again, you're going to fall asleep, see this
is what I
thing,
don't get, though.
and you're going to jump up out of bed like, "Oh, you're back? Okay, hold on, let me run down the road. Hey, neighbor, come here. I need to have sex with you real quick. Now just go have sex with someone."
What I don't...
It's basically what was that? It's like a Ponzi scheme for sex and death.
Yeah, really.
Like a Bernie. That's who directed the movie. I believe was Bernie Madoff. It's a Ponzi scheme for sex and death. That's all it is. Pass it on.
The thing I don't understand is, it's not a bad story, but there's got to be more explanation to that story instead of just jumping from scene to scene without explaining anything.
Like I said, he was high on marijuana, because that's what you do on marijuana. You come up with these weird, cool ideas. You come up with
It's
these.
okay when it's really not.
Yes, you come up with these weird, cool ideas, and you think, "Man, I got this premise for this movie." But then, because you're so high on pot, you don't worry about the details. You don't try to put details. All you do is.
Because honestly, folks, if
literally,
you
it's
on this movie,
it's a story that if you were high on pot, you would literally be like, "Oh, I got this story that there's this ghost that follows you, and you got to have sex with someone, and then they got to have sex with someone else, so it doesn't follow them."
right?
And that's the. But again, the reason it's a pot story is because I have experience from a long time ago that there's no detail in the story, no explanation. It just happens. That's it. It just happens. We don't explain why it's happening or what the origin of this thing is. And if you're making, and maybe if you're doing that to build a sequel, no.
There wasn't even a teaser at the end of that movie to even build a sequel. They
No.
literally just walked off on a fucking sidewalk.
Yep.
And then it just ended. Like,
But-
really?
No, there doesn't need to be a teaser. There doesn't need to be a teaser, but if there is,
Well, that's how you go. How do you go?
Not
to
always.
promote a sequel.
Not always, because you could make a sequel to where it shows them walking off, and then
But how do you build off that, though?
okay, before they walked off, who did he give it to? Oh, the hookers.
Yeah.
Well, you could have that hooker die, and it could come back after them again. That would be a sequel, but then you just have the same movie
But that's a
all over
teaser,
again.
though. You're still
I'm
teasing at the end
saying
of the movie.
no, not at the end. I'm saying in the beginning of the next movie, you could have that hooker die or sleep with somebody else.
I don't know how you build off of that movie, folks. Cause
You
it was
could,
just
because what could
god-awful.
happen is the hooker could sleep with somebody, and then it could pass, or But then again, did the guy tell the hooker?
No, he just drove right past her.
Oh,
It's like he didn't even stop, folks. He literally drove past hookers and just drove off without even like we literally had to think, oh, he must have passed it to this hooker. That's what we were trying to do. We were trying to figure this movie out as it went along, but it was just so hard.
Someone told me that it's an intellectual movie. It's not an intellectual movie.
It makes
it's
you
a
think.
lazy. Yes, but it's a lazy movie.
It's like,
It doesn't even make me think what it makes. I mean, it does, because you got to think, okay, well, did he give it to this hooker or not? And if he did give it to the hooker, if they do make a sequel, is the person that gets it from the hooker
God,
going to
please don't
pass it
make a
on to
sequel.
5 more random teenagers?
that's like if they made a Devil Inside 2 sequel.
Because
that would
think
just
about
make
it.
me...
Okay, if he slept with the hooker, and then the hooker goes to sleep with somebody else.
But that's what we thought about the girls getting in
But
the
listen
water
to
to go
this, though.
sleep with the 3 guys,
The
but which
reason,
she didn't have
yes,
to deal with.
listen, but the reason,
Like,
exactly,
come on.
there are 3 dudes in the boat she could have passed it on to, and she didn't. I don't get that
I
either.
don't understand that. She
Why would-
got in
yeah.
the water
Mhm.
and then just ended up in her car. Like, what?
And now the thing is, you can't make a sequel, because if you pass it on to the hooker, and then she passes it on. You're still going to have the same movie unless you...
It's the same. It's the same story.
Unless you give background, history, what this thing is, how it came about, because this had none of that.
It had nothing.
It had... and the worst part about it was you had to have sex to pass it on. That doesn't make the ghost scary. It makes it a pervert.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically the message is don't sleep with random people, folks.
I think it's basically the dead ghost of a peeping Tom who wants to see people have sex so he can get his ghost jollies, and then if you don't give him his ghost jollies, he kills you because he was a peeping Tom in his former life and couldn't kill anybody for catching him watching. I don't know.
Okay, let me explain this one, folks. They go to the swimming pool. They have a lot of electronics like surrounding that pool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know that if you throw a toaster in the pool, it's not really, you know what I mean? But, okay,
no, that doesn't work, by the way, folks. If you throw a random electronics into a bathtub, it's not going to shock you.
No, it's not going to work.
It's got to have an open live wire.
Exactly.
A spark.
Anyways, the whatever the hell it is, goes in there, throws the appliances at her. The dude shoots the thing, whatever the hell it is, once in the head. He falls in the pool. Now, from what this movie told us earlier, the only thing that can do is walk. So how does it know how to swim? How does it learn how to swim if it can only walk?
Well, it had a former life apparently because it took a human form when she saw it. So apparently,
but he said that it can only walk. It can't run. It can't do anything else.
Who said it can only walk?
That dude that explained it.
Oh well, yeah.
That's
okay, yeah.
I don't understand. How can it learn how to swim?
I don't.
And then the dude shoots it in the head, and all of a sudden the pool just turns into blood.
I want to know. No, now the thing I want to know is how come it kept taking different human forms.
Well, the guy said that it takes different forms each time just to trick you, try to mess with you. The thing I don't understand is why did the pool turn into blood?
Well, hold on. And when they were knocking on the door, that one girl came in, and the big giant-looking dude almost came in, and they shut the door on it. And then it became a little boy at the bottom of the door at the one house and was screaming.
No, that's totally two different scenes, dude.
Yes, it was two different scenes, but I'm saying...
That was like two different locations.
Yes, I know that, but I'm saying, why was it doing all this?
Because it was trying to trick her. Trying to mess with her brain.
Yeah, but if it's screaming at you, obviously you know it's...
That's what I don't get either. He said nothing about it doing anything else other than walking.
Well, no.
How does it learn how to crawl?
The thing is, if it's trying...
I don't get it, folks.
The thing is, if it was trying to trick you... It's not tricking you if everybody's saying we can't see it. Well, if they can't see it, obviously it's the ghost. So how's that tricking
you? But yet a ghost cannot touch other things, though.
No, but what I'm trying to say is it took different forms to trick you because it wanted you to think that it was actually...
But it could still touch other people, though.
Yeah, and
it didn't want to bother the other people. It only wanted that person.
Yes, but the thing I'm trying to say is it took all those different forms to trick you. Well... It's not really tricking you if you see it and start screaming and then everybody else is like, we can't see. Or you say you went up to it and it was like, it's taken, how do I explain it? It's taken these human forms and it's supposed to trick you. Well, if it comes up to you and you're standing there and you, like they did in the movie, oh, it's here, and then if you don't know it is a ghost or not, but yet you say, hey, it's here, or there's something there and they don't see it, then obviously you know it's a ghost, right?
It's not a ghost then because they shot it.
Okay.
Because you can't shoot a ghost, people.
No, but okay.
Considering they shot it through the head and it spit out blood.
My point is alright, say you're walking at me, right? You're trying to trick me by being a different form. So you're trying to get me to think that it's not coming when I see that person, right?
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Well, if I'm looking at it, and like I said, when the one girl walks in the door, if I see someone walking behind it, like she did, then I'm gonna say, okay, the girl's here. Do you guys see this guy behind him? That's all you'd have to say. And if they said no, well, you didn't fool me, because if my friends can't see you, then, well, you're it.
Well, they couldn't see it. You're the only person that can see it.
But I'm saying the thing's trying to trick you to take different forms so you think that it's an actual person and not it. Well, the way to kill that trickery is basically say, hey, you see the girl? Do you see the one behind it?
Yeah, but all he has to do is move the one girl out of the way. And
yeah, but I'm just saying, people would see the girl and say, oh, we all see the girl, okay. And then
you can't see whatever it was.
No, but
only the person who had sex with it can only see it.
Listen, you're not getting what I mean. Remember when the girl was at the door and and they all saw the girl, but the big, huge, tall dude behind it.
Yes, I know.
Why would he even take a form? Because all you'd have to do is say, do you see the dude behind her?
Because they want to make a scary scene and want the chick to jump out the fucking window.
Exactly, but that's a stupid scene.
I think I just broke your fucking bed.
Don't worry about it. It's a stupid premise. Because if they all see the girl, and yet this thing is trying to trick you because you're the only one who can see it, but
I still don't know what it is.
No. Like I said, okay, I got to explain this better. All right. Say there's one person comes into your room. Now this beast is trying to trick the person that can only see it by taking a human form, so you don't think that that's it. You think there's actually two people there. So the way you beat that trickery is to look at your friends and say, we all see the girl. Do you see the one behind it?
Yeah, but it's hard to fucking just be calm and be like, hey, is that some person right behind you?
True.
When somebody's trying to kill you.
And she wasn't. But I'm just saying that it's not tricking you. It's not. That's stupid. How is it tricking you when all you got to do is go, oh my God, there's someone behind you. And everybody's like, we don't see it. Well, then it's it then, because if I see it, you don't. It's obviously the monster, so where's the trick? The trick would be everybody being able to see the monster.
The fact that it's trying to single you out.
But I'm saying, the trick would be everybody seeing the monster, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, well, we see him. Well, must not be him, and then all of a sudden you think it's
most movies that try
exactly
what they try to do in some movies. I can't really give an example of this because I don't know a lot of horror movies like he does. But in some movies, what they do is they make the one person think that one person thinks there's a monster out there, but yet the other people, they can't see it and don't believe her. So they just try to single that person out into freaking out to the point where they end up killing themselves.
Yes, but listen, this movie, though, they all knew that something was after her, and they knew that...
Well, until they got to the beach house.
Well, yes, but they knew that she could see it. Well, if something walks into a room...
They didn't know at that point.
I know that, but if a monster really wanted to trick somebody, all they would have to do, take a form that everybody could see... And then when they thought...
Which is what they did. What he did.
But not everybody could see it.
Exactly.
I'm saying, no, you're not... What I'm saying is if the monster really wanted to trick you, it would take a form that they all could see. Not just the person who got knocked...
But they can't see it, though. How are they supposed to see it if they can't see it?
I know they can't see it, but what I'm trying to explain to you is if the monster wanted to trick the person it's singling out to think it's not the monster and that it's just a human, it would appear human so everybody could see it. And then it would wait until...
It can't appear like that, though.
I know that, and that's stupid. So how's the monster tricking her if all she's got to do is say, I see someone behind her, we don't. Okay, there you go. Then that's the monster.
Mess with her mind. Make her think that there's something there when people think there's nothing there. And that gets her mind going into thinking, well, maybe I might be messed up a little bit.
Oh, okay, that she's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not trying to trick her into believing there's an actual human being.
No, it's to make her think that she's crazy enough to go and blow her brains.
Yeah, because I was going to say if the monster really wanted to trick
trick
people.
I see your point there.
It would be human so everybody could see it, and then they would gain the trust in the monster by saying, look, dude,
there's nothing there, but yet...
No, look, dude, this human that we can all see is not a monster, dude. Why do you keep thinking this is a monster? It's not.
Right.
And then as soon as they all walk away, he would kill her. And then they'd come back and be like, oh my God, she was right. You are the monster.
Okay, we got plenty of time.
It's dumb.
One more thing I'm going to point out before we end this video. So the movie ends. I'm going to spoil it for you because you guys are not going to want to watch this movie, I guarantee you.
No. Wait. No, don't. Spoilers. No, because some people may want to watch it. And
Don't watch this movie.
If I had to suffer, you
No.
can suffer too. Don't give
I'm
it
not.
no, because you know what?
We already spoiled some of it anyways.
We didn't really. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. We talked about it, like the beginning.
Yes, but we explained. Well, you know what? Actually, you did give away the spoiler in the. Yeah, when you said the two.
Yeah, so we might as well.
Yeah, the guy and the girl walked off. He's already. Yeah, that was the spoiler ending you gave early. My fault. That's what it was, people.
Yeah, literally, folks. What happened was whatever the hell it was got shot twice, and the pool ended up being like covered in blood, which I don't understand that. If the pool was covered in blood,
minty fresh.
Wouldn't you think that? I don't know. Because then they have sex, the one dude and the girl have sex, and he goes off driving around by hookers, and then they ended up walking off on the sidewalk holding hands. And that's the end of the movie, and then it's just a freaking title.
It was huge. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I am going to literally... I know what the guy was trying to achieve, okay? If you watch Italian horror filmmakers, and there's one in particular, I don't remember his name, it's hard to pronounce, it's Giovanni or something like that. He made very 70s style. They weren't 70s horror movies, but they were 70s style movies, but they were very graphic, very violent, but they had an art to it. They were artistic horror films, even though they were graphic and violent. And I understand this guy wanted to work in that vein because the guy's movies, the Italian filmmaker, his movies really never made a lot of sense. They were just violent and gory and whatever. Anyway, I can understand this guy was trying to do that, but not be gory. He wanted to make an artistic horror film, and it just backfired. It literally was like those old black and white movies where
Daredevil.
There's,
please take your helmet off.
Where there's subtitles.
I can't take you seriously.
Deadpool.
I don't care. Take your underwear off, please.
It was literally trying to make a film like those old black and white films.
Oh, good lord.
Like those old black and white films where it shows like an hour of the film, and then at the end it says Finn. Kind of remember on Family Guy when they did the cutaway scene and they did the whole thing and said Finn, like the old French foreign films that are black and white.
We're probably gonna have to wrap this up. We're going
hold on, let me do the wrap up tonight. Anyway, that's what the guy was trying to achieve, was a black and white. It's not a black and white movie, but it was kind of in that vein of the old black and white movies. He was trying to make an artistic horror movie that wasn't violent, but worked on suspense and creepiness, and it had none of that. It wasn't suspenseful. Because, and I'll tell you why it wasn't suspenseful, because I spent so much time trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, I missed all the suspense. I couldn't even build up suspense because I'm sitting here watching this movie like, what is going on? What is happening? You can't do that. If you're going to build suspense, you cannot have your audience asking so many questions that get them distracted from the movie itself.
Right.
I got so distracted that I didn't have time to be scared. None. Because I was distracted. Do you want to see something scary? Look at me at 6 in the morning. That's scary. With no clothes on.
Ew.
That would be a better movie. Because it would have
Gross.
suspense, it would have drama, and you'd be frightened at my ass. This movie was terrible. Terrible. I wouldn't even give it a raspberry. Okay, I would take the Razzie from it. I'd say, you don't get that. You know what you get? You get to go outside with the prom night dumpster baby. That's what you get to do. And sing, waving your little umbilical cord. Terrible. Do not rent that movie. And if the director saw this, I'm a horror freak fanatic. You suck. I'm sorry. God bless you, but you sucked. Enough. Look, that's a horror movie right there.
Alright, that's enough.
That's scary.
We're done dogging on this
Here,
movie.
get your wallet.
I will. I gotta sign off.
I thought I was going to. But anyway.
Do you want to? Do you guys want to see Shiggy sign off? I'm sure you do. I mean, he's
Look,
around.
This is what it would need. Odor eliminator. That's going to be the sequel, and I'm going to write.
It follows too.
It's going to be
The
called,
Odor Eliminator.
It's just going to be called Odor Eliminator.
That's not even a sequel then, it's just a different title.
No, it's still going to be a sequel, because the ghost is going to come up and like,
Just spray odor in it. Like, bad, bad, bad.
Yep.
Spray it like you're spraying a dog with spritzy water.
That's basically it, dude.
Alright, folks, we're done dogging on this movie. Leave a like below, comment with whatever you guys want to talk about. Comment with whatever movies you want us to review, because we love to review movies. Especially him, he loves to review, like, horror films. Ask him anything, he'll tell you its opinion. Please subscribe for more content, because we love to do this for you guys, and I love you all to death. Stay classy.